Good night. I am just leaving the movie theater. This is the Regal Theater here in the Lower East Side. I don't even know if they call it the Lower East Side anymore, but this is Delancey Street. And it's a really amazing theater. They have great seats, really comfortable, really amazing sound. So I'm leaving here. I'm on Delancey Street at Norfolk, and I just experienced one of, let me wipe my screen, y'all. I just experienced one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a 10:50 movie, and it's the worst movie I've seen. I don't even know how long it's been since I've seen a movie this horrible. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Thank you. I'm just getting some video. How you doing?
All right.
Got your bottle sorting going? That's what's up. All right now. I'm leaving the movie theater, and the whole time I'm in the movies, it was horrible from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. Leonardo DiCaprio, I didn't care about him, not even a little bit. I've been watching Leonardo DiCaprio since Basketball Diaries. All right, Sean Penn was in the movie. I've been watching Sean Penn since he put all those sodas in the pillowcase and beat the living daylights out of those kids in that juvenile detention center. I've been a fan or a supporter of Benicio del Toro from when he did everything from Old Country, World Old Country, or whatever it was, by those brothers that did the directing of that movie. I've been watching these actors for most of my adolescent and adult life. And I have to tell you, it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I wanted Leonardo DiCaprio's character to get his head blown off. I hated everything about him. Teyana Taylor's character, I hated everything about her. Do you hear me, Lower East Side? I hated everything about her. I hated everything about each and every one of these characters. I felt for no one. How do you direct a movie where we do not care about any of the characters? How do you direct a movie where there's... Oh my God, look at this Porsche, beautiful Porsche. Go, boy. How is this real? How am I watching a movie where I don't feel anything for anyone? I'm here for 3 hours. Well, I think it was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. But I must tell you, Hollywood is dead. if this is what they're putting out there. Hollywood is fucking over if this is the crap they're putting out there. Shame on Hollywood for putting out crap like this. Oh my God. It's so bad. And I can't. Oh, look. I got a ticket. Look at the night gets better and better. Look at this. Oh, they probably got me for my registration. I haven't put the new registration up. I just got registration for this car and I haven't put it up yet. So I should be able to beat this ticket if it's a registration ticket. No, it says no parking. And they're charging me for this ticket. What am I getting charged for? No parking. Opposite exit street. 12:22 a.m. Maybe I'm slow, and I don't see how much I gotta pay. Violation of the ticket in New York City. Da da da. Opposite of the street. All right. Traffic. Okay. Well, I got a ticket, y'all. Oh, here it goes. What is this? They gave me 2 tickets. Now I have another ticket. This one is ripped on the top. What's that about? Acura. And this one is opposite side. Regular sticker expires. All right, so okay, here it goes. I'm bugging. It's $65 for this one and $65 for this one. This one, my registration sticker is expiring. I just got this in the mail 2 days ago, so I will put that on. You see what happens when you come into the city? It cost me $9 just to come into the city. And look, this didn't help at all. You think this would have helped? But it's okay. You gotta pay. You gotta pay to play. I just saw the worst movie in the world. Now I have 2 $65 tickets. And I've read the sign up here. And according to the sign here, it says Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today is Thursday. How the hell do I get a ticket at 12 midnight? How is that real? How do I get a ticket for Monday, Wednesday, Friday when I was living in Wednesday, I believe. Was I mistaken? And was living in Tuesday and thought it was Wednesday? Is that what happened? What you gonna do? I guess today is just turned Wednesday. I thought it was turning Thursday. See what happens? You make little mistakes like that. That's all right. Que sera. What you gonna do over here? You know, I made a mistake. I obviously thought today was Wednesday going on to Thursday. Instead, it was Tuesday going on to Wednesday. And I got the $65 ticket for that. But at least my inspection sticker, I should be able to beat that somehow. I don't know. It's a very expensive movie night, I'll tell you that much. What a horrible movie. Oh my God. The movie was the worst movie I've ever seen. I mean, there has to be other movies that were trash. Some sparkling water. You can see that? Not that well. I'm sorry I don't have any good lighting here. All my lighting, I moved to my new studio that I'm building. Oh, and I wasn't supposed to talk about that. But I am building a studio, so there you go. I will be doing a lot more content putting my money where my mouth is. Well, my money went with this movie, and the movie was freaking trash. The absolute worst movie I've seen in I don't even know how long. Oh my God. I mean, it was supposed to be like this. I mean, what is this? A liberal movie? Like, is this movie for like bleeding heart liberals who want to make the world a global make the world a global place where there's no borders? What is this? Is this a Marxist movie? Is this an Antifa movie? Who is going to appreciate this movie? You have a group of people that are supposed to be revolutionaries who are running around blowing up federal banks, who are running around, what else? Blowing up federal banks and causing havoc. And actually, what they're doing is the movie starts off where a group of people get together at the border, and the movie's taking place in like the 2000s. It starts off like in the 2000s. So we're talking about 2001, 2002. And at the border, they have all these migrants that are being housed and waiting for some sort of process. And a group of people break into this processing facility and free the migrants or illegal aliens, because that's what they called them back in the 2000s. And while there, Teyana Taylor's character, she is alone by herself. Mind you, there's about 10 or 20 of them. The soldiers are in their cots sleeping. They break into where the soldiers are, and they zip tie them, put them in a cage, and she winds up going up into where the general of this place is at, near the border, right? The border between Mexico and the United States of America. And she's alone. Like, so you're telling me we have this woman rebel, freedom fighter, who's now rescuing all these migrants, at least nothing less than 200 of them, and accosted the soldiers who happened to all be asleep, where they weren't able to grab their weapons, and they were able to not hog tie them, but zip tie them. And she then creeps alone into the barrack area where the general was resting his eyes. And she then forces him to become erect sexually. And she tells him to get up. Stand up. And she's talking about she wants his penis to stand up at gunpoint. So at gunpoint, she has this man have his pants and his penis bulging, while she then ridicules him, hog ties him, and somehow he becomes so smitten by her, this aggressive black woman who forced him to have an erection. And then she takes him over to where the other men are. They throw tear gas in this little small area that they were in, and they were able to escape, shoot off military style rifles in the air as they drive off, screaming, Viva la Revolution. This is in the 2000s or something like that, She then, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is some sort of ex-military nerd cornball who is into explosives. He's teaching her how to do explosives, and not only that, he is developing a relationship with her where she is just so aggressively sexual with him. We're talking about she's initiating very aggressive sex with Leonardo DiCaprio, where there's biting and pulling and pushing and Right before they blow up power lines, she wants to engage in intercourse, and she's just promoting massive sex. And the director was trying to have us believe that this woman was this super black dominant, aggressive, sexual, just gonna just eat you alive with her. Remember when Selma Hayek, she did the Dust to Dawn movie, and she was standing on the table and she just was so sultry, and everybody in the room jaw just dropped as she danced, and I think she had like a snake around her neck. It's supposed to, every scene she was in, it was supposed to be that moment. She was supposed to be this most sultry and sensual and sexual, and just, it was like Selma Hayek, Dust to Dawn meets Grace Jones Boomerang, where she's vulgar and talking about her vagina and her pussy, in such a way where it was just so not Eartha Kitt, but it was Eartha Kitt. It was Grace Jones. It was Selma Hayek. It was all these characters in one, and it wasn't believable. Not even a little bit. Teyana Taylor's character wasn't, to me, believable at all. Not even a little bit. I didn't believe this for 1 second, and I questioned who would believe this. And Leonardo DiCaprio's skin was just horrible. He was just so flaky, and his hairline was receding, and his ears were like larger, and his hands were always in every scene a little just dirty. It looked like he always needed a shower. From the beginning of the movie all the way to the end. The last scene in the end, when he's talking to the daughter and he's giving her a letter that the mom left her, was the only time his face was clean in the movie. Almost to the point where we thought his character had changed a little bit from this huge experience that the movie portrayed. But no, he's fucking vaping and smoking nonstop throughout the whole movie. Even to the very end, he did not change. He only washed his face one time in the movie, and it was at the end, but he didn't change. He was still the same person. He was still the same low-life junkie, ex-revolutionary guy who's raising a daughter, which is Teyana Taylor's daughter. It's her daughter. He's raising her. He's providing her shelter, and he doesn't allow her to have a cell phone. He's super paranoid. He's doing the massive drugs. She's like 15 years old. And the only reason why he has her alone is because Teyana Taylor's character abandoned him and the child. When she got pregnant, after she had the baby, she was saying that she was jealous of the relationship that the father had with the child, on some like super duper postpartum depression, kind of revolutionary depression. And she just went off, and now she's robbing banks. And the woman she's robbing a bank with made a reference to the movie. Now that I think about it, she made a reference to that movie with Queen Latifah, Set It Off. She made a Set It Off reference while standing on top of the bank. She took off her mask and she's like, yeah, look at me, like super proud. And Teyana Taylor's character then shoots the guard, lays the guard down because he refused to not pull his gun. Makes sense, though. You see these ladies up there talking all this, Set It Off movie shit. Yeah, you might just say, you know what, I'm going to pull my gun on these chicks, and he wound up getting it. And interesting about that scene, that you hear the gunshot go off, and you don't know who got shot, and then the camera shows the man on the floor. Teyana Taylor's holding the gun, and now she's like quivering. You see the real fear coming out of her when she really had to pull that trigger in real life. And then what happens is he wouldn't stop moving, and you hear the gunshot again. They wouldn't show her shooting that gun at that man. I thought that was interesting. Why wasn't Teyana Taylor's character shooting that gun and the camera showing the gun going off while she was holding it and shooting the man. Why did the camera just go to the sound? Why did we need just the sound of it? Was there some sort of unrealistic portrayal of that character? She couldn't quite get it. The director didn't believe it, didn't think we were going to believe it. So it was something like that Jaws moment where, it was just the sound, doom, 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 and that became more frightful than the actual prosthetic shark that they was trying to portray as a real shark that didn't work on camera. Did Teyana Taylor's character not work on camera? Was she so bad and so shitty and so trashy that she couldn't even pull that scene off? I wonder. Anyway, Teyana Taylor has this crazy relationship with that officer that she forced to have an erection at gunpoint, and he wound up letting her know, like, I know where you at whenever you want. He was some sort of like super general, like better than the FBI. He can find you, not a problem. So he finds her while she's planting a bomb, and he lets her know, you can do whatever you want to do. You can bomb anything you want to bomb, but I want you. So he told her to meet him at some place, which happened to be a hotel. So Teyana Taylor's in the hotel with this general, and she then slams him around at gunpoint. And it looks like she might have taken the gun and put it in places that, guns don't go. She inserted something in. She basically pegged him. And next scene is her being pregnant. You want to believe that she's pregnant by Leonardo DiCaprio, her boyfriend, and she's having sex with 4 times a day, but no, of course not. She's pregnant by Sean Penn, the general. So now she's pregnant by this general. Well, we don't know this. I knew, of course. It was obvious that was what's going to happen. But once she had the baby, she just suffered from so much postpartum rebel depression that she went off, robbed the bank. And then it was so horrible, the bank scene. When they left the bank scene, there was so many people in the bank robbing the bank. I mean, you rob a bank with 20 people. I never seen that done, but okay. 20 people go in the bank and they rob the bank. They jump into 3 different cars. And now they're driving through the streets of what looked like Montreal, not the Bay. It didn't look like San Francisco. It didn't look like California. It looked like looked like a Hollywood set. It looked real corny. Didn't look So you got these cars, and now they're out of the bank before the cops are even there. They're flying and trying to escape from what, I don't know, their own fear. They're just flying through the streets after the bank robbery. Mind you, she did shoot and kill the guard. So I understand you're you're freaking out because someone just got killed. But you did go in the bank with guns. So it's possible someone was going to get killed. And then when you got to the car, was the driver sitting in the car and then drives off? They never showed that. They just showed them getting in the car and driving off. We don't know if the driver was sitting there waiting for them. Didn't appear. So you mean to tell me that you guys legally parked your cars? Look, I got a ticket. I parked my car illegally. I got a ticket. You wasn't even worrying about getting tickets. You just parked your cars, robbed the bank, and now run to the cars, and you all go your separate crazy ways. And guess what? They start getting into car accidents because they're driving 100 miles an hour, acting as if they had 10 cops behind them, and there was no cops behind them. Shouldn't they have just been driving normally after they got a block or 2 away? Like, this was so trash. I mean, just how unprofessional were these people? Excuse me. Well, how unprofessional and trashy were these people? It was ridiculous. It was horrible. So now we got a situation where Teyana Taylor, she gets caught. And what happens when she gets caught? She snitches. She becomes a rat. She tells all of her friends. Now, all her friends got to go on the run, including the father of her child and the baby. Or at least who we think is the father of the child. Sean Penn is truly the father of the child. So now I'm gonna just keep going. I'm not gonna break this whole movie down. It was just one bad scene after another 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 bad scene. The movie was horrible. Benicio del Toro's character was so unbelievable. It was like you have the army at your door and he's just casually walking through the house, kissing the babies. What? Como? Like Zip with the Drip would say. What? So bad. Oh my God, one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. All these great actors. Sean Penn, I mean, he was so little. Basically, here's the moral of the story. These people, after she snitched, she wound up going on the run herself, going to Mexico, going on the run. So, she's on the run. Or we don't hear anything from her. That was like the last we see of her. She just escapes because she was given like some sort of immunity from this general. He was able to hook it up where she got immunity, but yet he was coming over to the house to smash, to the safe house that she was in, and he shows up one day with flowers and she's not there. So she's on the run. They show her like buying clothes and wearing a mask and going into Mexico. And we never hear from her again, thank God. I didn't want to see her face so much any longer. And then we have what was it? Oh, the moral of the story is check this out. The United States government could not find these people that were doing all this havoc in America, blowing things up. We know the United States of America, well, they're gonna find you. You start blowing shit up. But this group were able to get away with it. But they all went on the run when Teyana Taylor's character got caught by the police from the bank robbery that she did. And 15 years later, the general that she was having that tryst with is up for a position in a secret society that they call it's called Christmas or something like that, and they were like, "Hail to Santa Claus," and he went to one of the scenes. He gets interviewed for this position, and they asked him, "You ever had an affair with a person outside your race?" So the movie turned into this racist, sick group of people that were looking for military men and politician men, and they wanted them part of this Christmas organization that was a secret society. One of the meetings took place in what appeared to be just a normal home, and then when you walked into a room, it just led to some sort of bunker that was in all concrete, 12, not maybe, let's say 4 feet deep of concrete throughout the whole space. And let's say the space was, we're talking about, it was a house basically sitting on top of, let's say hypothetically, my mind is guessing, you got a house that's sitting on 2 acres of land. And underneath this house, there's a bunker. This bunker is where these men from the secret society are having these meetings. And this bunker appeared to be something like, let's say, 40 acres. So you got 2 acres on top, and then at the bottom, you have this huge little house here, and then all of this is on the bottom, just a huge space for this secret society. Some sort of weird, bunker, and that was very interesting. You're like, whoa, but the conversation was it lacked what was necessary to just like give it the legs that it needed. It was pretty trash, the conversation, and it basically was like, we're looking for pure people to join this organization, and we choose you. So they let him know that he's going to be receiving massive amounts of power from the government, and there's almost nothing he can get away with. He's going to have pure immunity to do what he wants to do, however he wants to do it, and he's so stoked and so psyched. But there's this one problem: was that woman that he had. He always wondered if that baby was his. He wasn't sure. He didn't know, but he was afraid of that. So what he did was he got himself some sort of NSA military style group. It reminded me of remember the movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State? It became an Enemy of the State style movie where we were never here kind of a thing, where they actually raided the school of this young girl to find her. They raided and looked for the father. They were doing everything they could to find this girl, and all of it was to see. They ran Sean Penn's character ran a DNA test, and when he runs the DNA test, they finally get the girl. They found her. These nuns were holding her like in a safe space, and it was all these code words they had to use, and Leonardo DiCaprio couldn't remember the code words, and there was all that drama involved in it, which just we didn't worry, and I didn't worry not one bit about his character. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, I didn't worry, didn't care. I hated him. He was just so trash. His daughter, I didn't care about her. I wasn't worried about her in any way, shape, or form. So it all became, let's find someone that can kill her. Because Sean Penn wanted to get rid of the daughter so that there would be no ties to him being with a black woman. It's such a corny plot. You mean to tell me that you're trying to join a secret society, and this secret society is based on you never having an experience outside your race? Really? Never? Oh my God, the plot was so trash. This is the kind of story, if I would have read the book, I'd have just threw the book in the garbage. I wouldn't even finish the book. You telling me this man wants to join a secret society, and in contingent of him joining, the contingency of him joining the secret society means he could have never been with a black or Hispanic or, a redhead? I mean, who knows? Like, what? So then you take all the powers of the government to find this girl, you do the DNA test, realize that she's your daughter. Now you're trying to get people to kill her because you don't have the fucking cojones to kill her yourself. And then one of the people that he brought to kill her, he was like, "Yo, I don't kill kids, man. What are you doing?" And he was like, "Well, then drop her off to the guys, these other people that will." So he was like, "All right, I'll drop her off." So after he drops off the girl, he's sitting in the car and he's just like, "Oh my God, what am I doing? I got this beautiful young woman, 15 years old. She looked like she was 20, but she's 15 years, the character's 15 years old. And I'm dropping her off to be killed." And he had this moral dilemma out of nowhere. We got this fucking kidnapping killer machine with this moral high ground, with this righteous indignation that he just couldn't live with himself. So he goes to free the girl from the people he just dropped off, and he has to kill 3 people in order to do it. And he didn't make it out alive. Neither did they. But she did. And the scene with her driving and trying to escape, and then there's some sort of random cars just behind her following her. He's like 10 seconds away from her, just following her. And they're going up and down these hills, very Moab, the hills of Moab. I've driven up and down hills like this in South Dakota and places like that. And this is somewhere in, I believe, California. This is somewhere in California, and they just got all these hills going up and down. and the camera that they filmed it on wasn't on a bungee cord, or it wasn't stilled. The camera vibrated the whole time, so you're going up and down these hills, and the camera that's filming this is vibrating from the road vibration. It was very jarring. It actually messed with my inner ear a little bit, and not my inner ear, but it was very off-putting to have such a huge screen. It's filmed in 70 millimeter film, and it's it's huge. It's like it's big. It's bigger than life. This movie and that vibration, and I just didn't care about I just didn't care. Sean Penn's character, I just none of these people I cared about. Or was I worried about? And I actually hope they all died. You know, you want to be part of some revolution and go against your government and kill innocent people? I got no real respect for that. I have no respect for that Antifa movement stuff, that Marxist stuff, that what is it? Is it socialism? Is it communism? What is it that you guys fighting for? Why are you blowing up these banks? Why are you robbing banks? Why are you blowing up, shutting down the power lines? You shut down power lines. People in hospitals, they can't do dialysis. People die when you turn down the grid. You sure you want to shut the grid down? Somebody needs dialysis machines to be moving. Somebody needs the pumps. The pumps need power so we can get gas. People think, oh yeah, if they shut down the power, the hospitals have generators. Okay, that'll last 12 hours. Then what? The generators are gonna run out of gas, and there's no power to pump the freaking gas. Then what? What are you doing? Like, I'm not promoting that. I'm not promoting snitching on your friends. You're supposed to be so damn tough. Take your 30 years. Write you some children's books. Get out of here. Don't nobody want to go to jail. Not even the black revolutionary woman with the postpartum depression. Really? Even her? She's not ready for prison? She's ready to, what? Snitch? What? And then they made Leonardo DiCaprio just like a shell of a man. Like, he just was weak and he wasn't strong. He was just, he was quite pathetic. And Benicio del Toro's character was just way too calm, just way too matter of fact. He didn't worry about much. And he took things in stride, and he kept promoting alcoholism. Every scene, he's giving Leonardo DiCaprio another beer. Here, take a beer. Here, take a drink. It's like, why are we promoting alcoholism like that? Was this movie sponsored by Modelo? Had to be. Or else, why would it be in it so much? I don't get it. I'm not into watching people getting high and being junkies and shitty parents and fighting against their government on pride and style. It was revolutionary fashion. It wasn't it was revolutionary fashion. I have to tell you. Like I said it before, this movie was the worst movie I've ever seen. It was horrible. I'm gonna go home. I love you. You are appreciated. Let me see. Let me see what the good people have said to me. Oh, Natasha Jordan, she came through. Oh, she saw it was 65 right away. The the land of the tickets, fines, and fees. This is a fact. It's Friday. Exactly. If it's Friday, no parking Monday midnight to 3 a.m. This is what I'm trying to say. Today's Friday? Today's Friday. I thought today was Thursday. So I messed up. Yeah. No parking midnight to 3. Okay, well, I gotta pay the well, if you were so inclined to hit the Cash App or the Venmo or the Zelle, I would just love you even more. You wanna help me pay these tickets? They're 65 each. Well, one of them I think I should be able to beat because I do have the new registration. I was in Mexico a few weeks ago. This is Steve Ladner. What's up, dude? Relaxing and knew I was back in the States when I crossed the border and seen blue lights everywhere, pulling residents over to take cash on the side of the road. Wow. I was in Mexico a few weeks ago, relaxing, and knew I was back in the States when I crossed the border and seen blue lights everywhere, pulling residents over. Yeah, what a shame. Steve Ladner again. How much does it cost to see a movie in New York? It cost me $20.90. 99 cents. $20.99. They gave me a very shiny penny. Hey, what's up, T Rilla? How are you? Good to see you, my mod. What's the name of the movie? The name of the movie is called One Fight After what's Here's the price of the movie. Can you see that in selfie mode? I don't know if you can see that in selfie, but it's $20. And the name of the movie is, I have it here. I put it in the thumbnail. I got my tickets. Okay. One battle. So I think it's called One Battle After Another Battle. One battle after another, something like that. So the ticket just says one battle, but yeah, adult $20.99, October 2nd. Wow, one battle after another battle, something like that. Where I live, you can hear the machine guns fire from Mexico, and the 50 caliber, whoa, has shaken the windows in my house a few years back. Whoa. Sounds like the new age set it off. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. The new age set it off. It really wasn't. The girl standing on the table and has to say, "I feel like I'm on some set it off shit. Yeah, look at my face, y'all." And then you hear the gun go off, and Teyana Taylor, she has shot the thing. You didn't even see any action behind the bank tellers giving them money. It was like so fast. The bank scene was maybe a minute. It was horrible. Maybe a minute. What's up, Carlton Way? How are you? Peace, Elvis and chat. Salute to all you guys. I appreciate it. How's my buddy Ulrich doing? Ulrich is good. I just talked to Ulrich the other day. He can't wait for us to get back on the Premium Black News train, which we will be very, very soon. If you guys don't know, if you all don't know, my birthday was October 1st. I turned the big 52 years old, October 1st. I'm happy. Oh, I saw this movie so you don't have to. Save your money. Send it to my Cash App. $, Elvis Rosenberg, one word. Maybe Somebody in the chat, LJ, if you're still around, which I can't believe you're still around at this hour. She's usually sleeping. But and then it's also for the Venmo, it's at Elvis Dash Rosenberg. Whew. And if you want to do Zelle, it's 646-732-6976. Well, you know, there is a bright side to this. My car wasn't towed. I didn't have to go to the pound and get my car for $180 and pay both tickets at the same time. So there's always that. It's always a silver lining, you know? Could have been worse. Today's Friday. I thought today was Thursday. Here's my other sparkling water. You know, I'm not doing any soda or juices, even though I did have a little orange juice the other day. You are appreciated. And I love you. Thank you, T-Rilla. You're the best.